Well, speaking of Lizzie
Lizzie McGuire.
McGuire,
Yep. Yeah.
Teddy, what?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go because you said speaking of Lizzie McGuire.
Uh, do you want me to go first? I can do it.
No, I got you. So today I'm going to talk about Lizzie McGuire on the Game Boy Advance.
Shit. Oh, good. Good. That's what I came here for.
No, I'm not.
This is the
I'm
real
going
meat
to
and
talk
potatoes.
about Gianna Sisters Ultimate Edition. You know, I love my puns. It's ultimate.
Ow.
Ultimate. Owl.
Ultimate.
Ultimate.
It's a timid owl. Gianna Sisters is a game that originally came out on the Commodore 64, believe it or not. I wouldn't picture that. I just thought this was like a Wii U hidden gem. I remember it was like one of 5 games that people used to say on the Wii U. Oh, and by the way, you should try the Gianna Sisters. But this is a kind of like a director's cut of a kickstarted game called Gianna Sisters, like Twisted Edition or something.
Twisted Dreams.
Twisted Dreams. That's right. And I played it on the Nintendo Switch. It was on sale for a couple bucks. It was right on time for the month of February. And, you know, I am looking for games that have some pretty good portrayal of the females in here. So, you know, this was, I think it's pretty competent overall. This is, I would describe it as kind of like a 2D action adventure, kind of ambient experience. Reminds me of like a Donkey Kong Country in the sense of no time limits and also just some pretty unique platforming. The gimmick, or I don't like calling it a gimmick because that implies that it's stale or dull. The thing that is unique to this game, especially, is the fact that there's phase changes between both of the sisters. The Gianna sisters are like twins, and so you have this red-haired one and this blonde-haired one, and the red-haired one is like, you know, she has like this kind of fire dashing ability, and the yellow one has this kind of like Dixie Kong twirling ability. Now, what makes it kind of interesting as you play in the game is you play as both sisters at once. But you only play as one sister. But say you're playing as the red-haired sister who has the dashing ability. The second that you do the twirling ability, you change over to the blonde-haired sister, and the world changes with you. And so what's really cool about that is the fact that, like, okay, maybe like the monsters, they actually change their phase. So from an aesthetic standpoint, you know, you go from this kind of like happy-go-lucky dream world into suddenly everything's on fire and the trees are dead. But also like suddenly you had like a walking chicken, now it's turned into a devil. And so, like, you know, even though the fact that, like, I know it's kind of crazy, but bear with me.
Yeah, that's extreme. Jeez.
I know chickens to devils. What's the symbolism here? Maybe I should stop going to KFC. So the
Make it a console.
it's a sign. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
What's really cool is like as you go through each of the levels, there's like 40 levels and they're all pretty expansive. They're pretty like large and like there's no clear like way to the finish line because it's like you can go several ways. There's like hidden gems, believe it or not, along the way that you can collect. They're colored blue, yellow, red. And so if you see the blue one, either character can get it. If it's red, only the red-haired sister gets it. If it's yellow, only the yellow. So you actually have to do the phase changes. And it's really interesting if you're trying to get all the gems on the way or as many as you can. Because like you might have to do some kind of challenge like twirling down in between these spikes or something. Fortunately, there are a number of checkpoints and the number of modes that the game has really accommodates you. With normal mode, you have more checkpoints and, you know, there's no like game over or life system. They're not trying to pressure you with time limits, with life counts or anything like that. They just want you to explore the world and take your time. It's got a bitchin' soundtrack. It reminds me of like some kind of Dream Theater. I don't know. So like, I don't really listen to Dream Theater, but that was kind of the impression I got. The thing about that was like, that was weird was like, I feel like the game was kind of missing this context about why these two girls got pulled into this dream world and suddenly they're going back and forth. It's not that I want like, you know, dialogue on screen saying, Gianna, well, you know, how did you end up? I don't care about that, like, you know, coming through the game, but I just didn't really understand why that was happening. There's 4 main worlds. I didn't get a chance to write them down, but I think like the first was like Hansel and Gretel, and then there's like the Dr. Freud or whatever. And I didn't notice like huge distinctions between the levels, but there still are very interesting like things that occur in each set of 10 levels. For instance, maybe there's like a bubble gum machine and you can get the bubble gum and then like suddenly your bubble starts rising. Or maybe like there's another one where you can start walking on the clouds and then in one phase, the clouds actually fire thunderbolts. There are some really cool things that you see throughout the game. And I enjoyed what I got through so far. I am looking to try and, you know, get finished with it, but there's definitely a lot there, especially either if you want kind of like a wholesome action adventure platform experience, or if you're looking for something really challenging. They have hard, they have time attack, score attack, they have uber hardcore, which is crazy. I don't recommend that. That's like if you die once, you start from the beginning of the game. Don't do it. Save yourself the trouble. But definitely a game that is worth playing and looking out for.
Do you know the origins of the Gianna Sisters?
It is. I was going to ask that too, actually.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know them. But since you're my guest, Console Kev, do you want to talk about
the brief thing I remember is that I guess they were trying to either port Mario Brothers to the Commodore, or they just made the game. I can't remember exactly, but the original game is almost a 1-for-1 clone of Mario. Instead of Goombas, I think you jump on owls.
Yeah,
if I remember right. And I think they got sued, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I think they tried to pitch it as a Mario Brothers port. Nintendo was like, I don't fucking think so.
Yeah, and then they just made Gianna Sisters, but still, if you ever look at it on the Commodore, it looks exactly like Mario.
Yeah,
and the DS. I watched a little gameplay on the DS version. It's identical. You're hitting question blocks, and then you get like the Gianna hat or whatever. The gameplay is very different, though. It's like because I know there wasn't any phase changes in that original version. This is a different experience, and it's really cool for that.
I did pull it up on Wikipedia. That is a rumor that there was a copyright infringement lawsuit that actually never happened. But Nintendo did influence the great Gianna Sisters being withdrawn from sale. So they just pressured them, it sounds like. Okay. They probably pressured them with the threat of lawsuit. And then
later put it on their own handheld.
Yeah, and then said, hey, bring it over here, by the way, as well.
Nintendo's getting weird. This is slightly off topic. But, like, have you heard of a thing called Nexomon?
Yes.
Yeah, Nexomon. Yeah,
I just got it, and I'm like, how is this allowed on the Switch? Like, I can get if it was on the other systems, but, like, how did nobody at Nintendo go, hey, guys, I don't know. Like, nobody brought it up.
I'm in the blue. Is this like a Digimon clone?
No, it's a Pokemon clone.
It's a straight up, hold up, like, I don't know if the thumbnail has. Damn it, the thumbnail doesn't have it.
It's like Gen 3 style Pokemon.
Oh, my God. I think it's someone at Game Freak. I think they were developing this as a side game, is the rumor. And like in case they lost their job or something, but I don't know. It's out there now, and I'm gonna play it soon. So.
Oh, I'm of the mindset that Nintendo has no quality control on their online service. They just say,
absolutely not.
Oh, they don't.
The Switch shop is a mess. Oh my God, it's weird how they went from like, we gotta have a seal of quality, guys. Let's make sure everything goes. It's just like.
Open the pigeon simulator!
Yeah.
All the garbage comes flowing in.
That pigeon fucking simulator goes on our system now. Like
Reggie's running from all of the Santa calendars.
Reggie's out now, so maybe that's why. Maybe Reggie was like the sole force of like, guys, we can't become the Steam store. Then he's out Doug Bowser game. He's like, let him in.
We need you, Reggie. Reggie, come back from GameStop. He's doing good for GameStop, though. They had like a 70% something. I don't know. Hiking.
Oh, good. GameStop's still around. Great.
I love the rugs.
So were there other Gianna Sisters games besides the original mess? And then the Twisted Dreams?
There's the DS one. Twisted Dreams is on everything now. There's one more. I don't know. One of my buddies loves Gianna Sisters. He could probably tell me everything, but he's not here.
Hard and Heavy, Gianna Sisters DS, Gianna Sisters 2D, Twisted Dreams, and Dream Runners. I don't know anything about any of those, but those are the ones.
Well, Dream Runners, Mario Run, they're just continuing the Mario.
There's a Dreamcast.
Reggie Runners would be really good. I would play that.
Oh. Reggie Runners.
Maybe the Reggie game is now a possibility. GameStop made games, right? The like Song of the Deep.
That was Insomniac.
Oh. They helped publish it.
Don't you dare put it on GameStop.
Where's Buck the Bunny game? Remembers Buck.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the devs behind Twisted Dreams made the Bubsy Woolly Strike Back game. So Teddy,
great.
Thank you for opening the floodgates for Bubsy.
Banish him.
No problem.
Get him out of here.
gonna go on mute for the rest.
It's all right.
You.
Then after that, the Bit Trip devs made the other Bubsy game that was like the newer one. So, fuck me, man.
Fall from
Why?
grace. You know?
Why? Just stop.
That's another game that someone's like, guys, we gotta bring it back. Let's reach deep into the pot and bring out the big guns.
That's really testing that old theory that any press is good press.
Nope.
Yeah.
Disagree.
Whew, nothing but bad press on that one.
It exists. That is something we can definitely say about Bubsy. That game is a video game.
I just walk by it in the GameStop and go, nah. Not
If
today.
it's $5, I'd pick it up, honestly.
You don't want to be ironic and pick it up?
I mean, that's like playing Lizzie McGuire. I
2.
don't know. Oh,
It's like buying Senran Kagura and going, I'm playing it for the plot, obviously. It's so deep.
dude, it's all about the gameplay. The volleyball
beach ball.
simulation.
You don't play volleyball.
That's the point.
You're thinking of Dead or Alive, I think, but I understand how you can get mixed up.
Okay, same game, right?
That's actually. I played the volleyball game when I was working at a game store, and it's not even a good volleyball game. They like run for you, literally just hit A, and it's like jump hit.
Do you know why that is?
Probably because people can only play it with one hand.
Exactly. I believe they said that in the build-up of the game. We want to make sure there's a one-handed mode.
Great.
That's hilarious.
Mm.
Bayonetta also has that. So
Wait, what?
You can play Bayonetta with one hand?
yeah, it has a one-handed mode. So
Good. Of course.
fuck everybody. I was actually considering playing because I like Senran Kagura for obvious reasons, and also the gameplay is pretty fucking fun.
Yes.
But I thought about like playing it for this month, and I was like, man, that's like one of the most like disrespectful games I could play for February. Senran Kagura.
There is I have stories about a guy I used to work with in Senran Kagura. He said some things. Gave it a glowing review. Let's put it that way.
Glowing review.
Oh my god. I can't even go into that. Never mind.
Well, now you have to. You can't start a story and not tell it now.
A fun pastime is to go on Steam and look up certain games and just read the reviews for them. That's just a really fun time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sounds awesome. Why would you not do that? There was that same guy I used to work with. This is a quick story. I'm sorry to derail. I was looking around in the cheap 360 games because they were like $1, and I picked up a copy of Conan on the 360. And I was like $1.95. I was like, just looking at it to myself. The guy comes over and goes, "The game's actually pretty good." I'm like, "All right, cool." He goes, "Here's a boob in it," and I was like, "Oh, good. One boob, great."
Just one?
Not even a pair, just one.
Yeah. I was like, "All right, dude, you sold me, I guess." Like,
I mean, you have to see that the Uniboober.
Yeah.
I have my copy of Conan right there. I bought it. Like,
You got peer pressure.
Daughter of that employee.
he works there now, so good for him, I guess. Like
Anything better than the guy game though. So
that game should be illegal technically.
that game is illegal because
It's technically, yeah. It's
illegal.
technically.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.